Hey guys, welcome back, and I have returned. And before I do any kind of video review, I just want to say, yeah, thank you for everyone who's subscribed to me and who's listened to my song. It's crazy. Like, I know it's probably not a lot to a lot of people, but since recording this video now, it's like going over 900 views, and yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't really expecting so many people check it out, and for there to be a lot of subscribers from this. So yeah, I want to say thank you for everyone who's liking and watching my stuff. It is much appreciated. But enough about that. I'm going to talk about Belphegor once again. I know I've already done a Belphegor song reaction, but like I said before, Belphegor is one of the bands that kind of has been a big inspiration. Perhaps not necessarily musically, that I don't think my music sounds like Belphegor, but I do like their music and it influenced me. But yeah, today is going to be Belphegor. I really like this band, and of course they just released their new album recently, which I have checked out the last song, which I reacted to or reviewed, and yeah, I've heard clips of their songs, but I haven't gone through this album yet, because I am absolutely terrible of listening to music sometimes, especially a full album. And without further ado, let's start this.
The wrath of Satan has no mercy. Repent!
Right. I have to say, man, that last riff that they started to play, like that last part was the best part of the song. It just sounded so fucking menacing, and I love that sound. And I think Belphegor really know, and yeah, I think a lot of people would agree that they have a very specific sound. Like if you hear a Belphegor song, they have these few key things that they do that kind of makes you tell that it's Belphegor. Not considering that obviously Belphegor has a specific sound. I mean, I guess most bands do have their own specific sound, but with Belphegor, I think it is quite noticeable. You can kind of tell it's Belphegor. Out of this song, I would say generally it's a pretty decent song. I think though, and I have a fear, which I feel like a lot of people might have, at least I do, is that because I've heard the early Belphegor stuff, and I think I don't know if it's true of a lot of bands, but it feels like it definitely is for me, that a lot of bands, the early stuff was like very hard and very heavy hitting, and the stuff that is being released now by those bands is a little bit softer in some way, you could say. Like for example, I could say like Dark Funeral. Yeah, like a lot of their albums, like what there was the one. Everybody's probably could tell that I'm very terrible at remembering some album names, especially with bands that I listen to frequently. I can't, like with Belphegor albums, I can really remember the names, most of them, a lot of them. But like Dark Funeral, I'm thinking of, excuse me, I'm thinking of, I don't think it's Voipuscum, Satanas, but it's definitely an iconic album art. It's the one where it's all red and it's got Satan on it, doing like this kind of face. And this album was very good, and it's very heavy and hard hitting, at least from what I remember. I mean, I have it, and I listen to it occasionally. Another album, of course, where Shadows Forever Reigned, was still a very good album. I feel like it wasn't too soft. At least I haven't listened to this album for a while, so I can't say for sure. But from what I remember, that was a fairly recent album, which was pretty good, from Dark Funeral as well. The stuff that they're putting out now, I would say, is definitely very different. It sounds very more slow, and it's more like doom black metal, I would say. Even though I haven't checked out a lot of the new stuff, I have to say, it's just, I guess I'm stuck in my ways, and I like this kind of old sound. I don't know, I still do listen to new bands as well. But yeah, sorry, I went on a long run about that, but main point being that a lot of bands seem to be a lot softer sounding, and I don't know if it is to appeal to more mainstream, or I can understand that some bands obviously get sick of playing a specific certain types and sound, so they want to change, and that is perfectly fine. I think, bands have the right to change if they're getting tired of the sound that they're making already. But I guess as a listener, it's kind of sad because I prefer the more heavy hitting sound. And as though this song was pretty good, and I would say it is pretty heavy hitting. Like for example, you compare this to probably the biggest Belphegor song, like Lucifer Ancestors, his heavy hitting song is probably one of my favorite Belphegor songs. The Latin name of something, I don't know. And I don't know what album this is from, but I know the picture is like a blue background. It's very helpful. But it's got like a in nomine patris. No, it's definitely not the fucking that. But there is another album, Goat Reich. It's definitely a song, I believe. I know this is a pretty good song. See, remembering everything. I'm terrible with this, but I definitely know Lucifer Ancestors is a very heavy-hitting song, and I love this kind of style of Belphegor. The Necro Demon Terror Satan album also was very good and heavy-hitting, and I feel like I'm just not getting that same heavy-hitting feeling, at least not right now. This is why I would rate this song a 7. Sorry, I ran a really long run there, but yeah, I would give this song a solid 7. It still hits pretty hard, but just not as hard as I would like it to hit. But yeah, that's not going to be my review for Belphegor today, man. But I just want to say again a big thank you to everyone who has watched and is watching currently my stuff and liking and subscribing. It's crazy, man. Like, it's really hitting my heart that people are enjoying what I'm doing. So as long as people enjoy it, man, I'll keep doing. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and take care. And yeah, live.